he never didn't believe me, right? But I just to prove my point, or prove what I said, right? He trusted me. I knew he trusted me because at one like, when I told you at the beginning of this dream, I used to sneak out of this place and come back during the day. He never used to say anything, but he saw me. He saw that happen, right? He never said anything, which is great because nobody knew I used to leave that place. I don't like because I don't remember why, but no one knew. But he knew and never said anything, right? Or never brought it up, so I didn't know that he knew. Um, even though I told him like I don't know, maybe he missed me so much that he had to keep watching me from because I remember that window. He was watching me from that window. Um, so I guess after the first time that happened, he didn't say anything and trusted what I was saying, telling him, right? Um, so he was okay with me being gone for long periods of time, right? Instead of us spending the whole fucking day together like kids. Can you guys hear the rain is raining now? Or is raining again? Anyhow, so I think I told him something along the lines of like I have to return back to this place, but I never used to tell him I had to sneak out. But he used to see it and not say anything, right? So like that first time he saw me do that, and I ended up going back. He never said anything, but I don't remember what happened after. Um, then he watched me do that like two, three, like a good couple times afterward, right? But he never said anything, and I never knew that. But he knew I kept like if someone asked me where I was, he would cover for me. He wouldn't say anything, right? Which I think at the time was wrong because the thing he could have gotten in trouble for like covering for me. Anyhow, one day I don't remember how the day before that like went, like the last time I saw him went, right? But I remember, but like the last time now, okay? He sees me leave like I normally do, right? I'm sneaking out the back. It's daytime now. He's watching from the window. It's daytime now, but he never sees me come back. So right? So I don't know what happened the day before, but like I snuck out. He's watching from the window. I left as usual, but I don't come back in the day like I normally do, right? Because he watches me leave and then come back like a fucking crazy person. Um, I don't know. Maybe he had rich people problems. I was like, can't he buy friends or things? How did I get stuck in this situation, right? I didn't understand. Like, I don't remember that. For the life of me, I don't remember. Anyhow, yeah. So he watches me leave, and I don't come back at normal time. So he never. I don't remember ever seeing him come outside of this building unless I was with him, right? So he comes out of the building now. I don't know why the butler and things don't cater to him. Like, I don't know. You hear the rain? Um, I wonder if they're buying me time. They're delaying traffic. I just lost my train of thought again. Anyways, yeah, so this time I don't come back, right? I don't remember if we planned anything the day before, right? Because, like, he would ask me one thing and we would do it the next day. never asked the butler for anything. Like, he was so attached to me, right? And I got everything I wanted. I noticed that every lifetime I lived, I had everything I wanted. Like, I was well taken care of, but I never was happy, right? Like during this dream I'm having, the only time I feel happy was when I was around this kid. Everywhere else, I don't feel happy. Okay, so he's watching from the window. I don't come back. He comes out of the building. And now he's standing where I'm standing in the dream now, right? Because I was standing in between these two. He's standing right here. And he knows the people who call out my name all the time are gonna come out from like right here. He turns to look at them. I don't know if they're talking about me or what, but he knows something's wrong now, right? Because I didn't come back. I didn't come back. And then he finds out later that I died. And he was hella upset. And then I woke up. That was the end of the dream. I found out, like, I don't know how much time had gone by. Because I saw him as he couldn't talk to me until he could talk to me. Right? And by the time he saw me, I don't remember. So I'm in his point of view, right? Like, I'm not, like, this is why I'm in third person. I'm watching what happened from his point of view. This is why I can see through the window, why I'm standing here at the end. I'm in his point of view. That's why I'm watching myself. I'm from his standpoint, I'm watching myself from here. So I was like, okay, this makes sense. But I feel bad. The way it ended, he found out that I died, but he never said to anybody that, like, I left, or that was a normal thing. Like, he covered for me. And then I woke up. And then I woke up and I was upset. I was like, Basket just gave me back my memory from a previous lifetime, right? And I was like, I woke up and I was like, because I know Basket wasn't waking up at that point, right? Because you're not supposed to do that. Flower said the same thing. He said if he showed me back like what I told you guys, he said it's a luxury not to be able to remember, because he said if he gave me back my memory, I probably won't stop crying, and he said I would for sure off myself, right? So that's already like spirit. He broke a spirit rule there to help me, and he hasn't woken up since. Like, I can feel he's not like. It kind of feels like he's hibernating. Like, imagine like you're so tired to the point where like you can't move your body, but you're not dead. You know what I mean? Like, I can still hear him breathing, and like, I know that sounds weird to say, but I can feel him there. But it's like he's lost every ounce of energy in his like body to help me. So I don't know. So like, he gave me back a past memory, and I was upset with him. I was like, now everything I saw, like everything I've like dealt with him with, makes sense now, right? Like, I don't think I lived in this building. Like, I don't know if it's like a school or like what this is. This doesn't feel like my house, but he for sure lives here, right? This is a place I have to keep coming back to, and I'm unhappy everywhere except for here. So now everything's making sense now. I told you guys this before, but like I didn't understand why. The reason why I see Basket changing age now. So like, okay, I woke up and I was upset with him. I was like, how come you remember and I don't? right? Like he can't, like from his point of view, he doesn't know what was going on there, right? And like if he were to ask me that, like I can't tell him what was going on there because I don't remember it, and I felt even more upset. I couldn't tell him anything. He spent that whole night trying to stop me from going through with, and then he gave me that dream, and I started crying again. I was like, oh my god. Basket's energy is the energy I feel that's a neighbor energy. I was like, if this is why it makes sense. He said this is why he was irritated when I told him I feel like I grew up with all of these spirits and I don't know him. And then when he showed me that, I was like, oh my god, never mind, because we grew up together. And we did grow up together. That's why they probably sent him here with me. I can't make this shit up. It's so fucking crazy. Yeah, he said he's not a stranger because he said we've. I took care of him then. He came back to take care of me now. Idiot. Anyhow, so he found out, like, hold on. So he gave me back that memory, right? That's one of the spirit rules you can't break because you're not supposed to have memories of your past lives, right? But he gave me back that memory. And now it makes me irritated because it's like, who else is holding my memories that I can't remember? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like so much information is being withheld from me. It's so annoying. Anyhow. Yeah, so he said we grew up together. He's looking after me now after he looked after me. He said he would always help me, but I was like, why? I forever have poor people problems. He had rich people problems. Like, you know what I like too, though? Because he always treated me as an equal. And I never asked for anything. So if I felt more comfortable there, even though I know I had everything I could on hand. Anyways, yeah, it explains why, like, the neighbor energy I'm feeling, why he said he's not a stranger to me. The first time I said in the dream, I dreamt I was holding him, right? And he was grabbing my hair. It's the same feeling I felt in the dream when I caught him on the bed that first time. It was the same feeling. He said I have that really bad habit of doing that. He said I always hold everything really close to my chest. And I was like, I don't remember, like, because I was angry when I woke up, right? Because I was like, I'm bawling my eyes out again. And I was like, I don't remember the last time I fucking did that. When was the last time I held something this close to my chest? I don't remember ever telling him I could read, because at that time I could, right? So, like, now everything's making sense now, right? It explains why his energy is similar to the energy I'm gonna feel soon, right? He's got that. Since I died, his energy became hella clingy, right? In a good way, and why I trust his judgment. So now everything's making sense now. The reason why he shows up as, like, different ages is because when I knew him up until, like, we were still kids, right? But he said after I died, I think he lived, I don't know how many lifetimes he lived afterwards, but he lived to be an old man. That's why, like, now when I see him and he's old, he's like adult form to me, it's strange for me because I never knew him like that, right? That's why I feel uneasy. But when he's in child form, like, I feel comfortable around him. I think he lived out, because I told you this is my last one, right? He already went through all of his. I don't know if that was the last one for him because I can't tell time on how long ago this was. But he told me because I don't remember if he was sad or grieved over my death. I just remember he was upset that I wouldn't show back up, right? Um anyway, so he's telling me he's a grown ass adult now. He finished living, so he has no more lifetimes, right? He ends up wherever you go afterward, right? Because I don't know what happens. I can't see what happens after, like, that far ahead, right? But he's already been there, and he told me when he reached that point, he said it because he knew I died before him. He said he was expecting to see me there, right? So then he said he looked around the place and he said he couldn't find me, right? So he was like, what the hell's going on? And then he said he found out that I came back like this, right? Not by choice, okay? So he heard I came back, but he was late. By the time he heard he was late because he couldn't come back in a human body to come help me, right? Even if he did, it would have been a pain in the ass because he would have been just as clingy as then. He couldn't come back in time with a body, so that's why he ended up back. I don't know how he found out that violin was gonna come toward me, but for some reason he knew. And then I'm even more irritated because he said about like this feeling, but I'm gonna end up doing that again with this instrument, right? Like I can feel that happening, and I don't know why. That's probably why he chose that fucking body. Is my phone gonna die? Jesus. He said he came back to help me, but he's just like flowers. Flowers in them all came back to help me, but they can't help me if they're in a guardian angel position because there's too many fucking spirit rules. But because they're so free flowing, like he's crazy ass took on a body like that, he has more capabilities of helping me, right? So now like I don't feel so weird around him now. Now I feel really comfortable with him now. I just thought like that's so crazy. It made so much more sense. It's like I understand why you're showing up as like different ages, why I feel like I know you, why it feels like you're strongly taking care of me now. So we're like, so I had to renegotiate terms with him, right? Because we were talking about, because I told him when he didn't tell me all this shit, right? I told him because I trust his judgment. For some reason, out of all things I remember like I trust his judgment, okay? And after he showed me that, that solidified that feeling in my body more because I felt like I could trust him, okay? So before he told me all of that, I've had that feeling, and I told him there's an energy coming up, right? I can feel it. There's energy coming up, and I want a second opinion on it, right? So I need him. Like, I don't think the energy is bad, right? I just don't want the energy ending up bad. That's why I want him to watch over this person, right? So I told him, when I'm dead, I need you to stay with this person. He was so mad. He's like, I don't want to do that. I want to. Mom's calling. I gotta answer the phone.